Hello, I'm Carol Day Young, and I'm doing this video as a public service to people who find it hard to sit on the floor in yoga or in meditation. So uh, let's start on the floor, which is the most challenging. What you want is if you just sit on the floor by yourself, unless you're very flexible or young or whatever, there's a tendency to have your back not really nice and straight. So the key to being able to sit up straight is to raise your hips. And so that may mean on the side of a blanket or two, so that you get your sitting bones on the edge of the blanket and your knees are below your hips, and then you can sit up tall. If that's still not comfortable, and that's comfortable for me for a little bit, but if I'm in a 40-minute meditation, I got to be way higher than that. The next step, if you're in a yoga studio, at home you can find cushions or books or whatever, is to sit on blocks. The other thing is cross-legged doesn't work for all of us. Depending on your knees, I like to be seated with my knees parallel, my feet out at the side. That just helps me sit up nice and tall with no strain on my back. But it's very personal, and it depends a lot on your anatomy. Men's hips tend to be tighter than women's, so it's a little harder. The other possibility, if you're in a yoga studio or if you have like a bunch of pile of blankets, to take a bolster and sit on the side of a bolster, and then you kind of roll your pelvis forward and you can sit up nice and tall. Because it's all about being able to breathe, to have your spine extend. It's not about how flexible your hips are. I mean, it is, but the comfort level, it's hard to meditate if you're in pain. So those are some of the options for the floor. And then for seated in a chair for just general life. Okay, so chairs tend to be kind of one size fits all, but they don't necessarily work for everybody. So again, you want your hips above your knees. So for me, so if you're doing yoga in a chair, you sit at the edge of the chair. But I'm pretty tall, and so this puts my knees almost above my hips. So I do much better if I elevate my sitting bones, and then I can sit with my spine nice and tall. And if you're, if you're 6 foot or so, then you're really, I mean, you've probably spent most of your life with your knees up around your chin, and it's not very comfortable. On the other hand, if you're shorter and your feet don't touch the floor when you're in a chair, you want to put something under your feet so that you feel grounded. You don't want your feet, hanging in the air or halfway on the floor. So I hope that that is helpful, and I hope that it leads to many happy days of meditating and or yoga. Thank you.